Hello and welcome to the calculator tutorial for annuities. Before we begin, let's discuss quickly what an annuity is. An annuity is an equal stream of cash flows that you will be paying over a period of time. So for example, say you were investing in an investment and you're making equal payments into, let's just say it's a savings account. If you're making equal payments into that savings account, that is considered an annuity. I want to quickly define that there are two different types of annuities, and the problem when you're working through each one of these problems, it will specify whether you're working with an annuity or something called an annuity due. An annuity, a regular annuity, is when you make your payment into that bank account at the end of the period or at the end of the year. An annuity due, however, is when you make that payment at the beginning of the year. The difference between the two is if you're earning interest on your payments, an annuity due will always have a higher future value. The reason why is because when you put your payment into your bank account at the beginning of the period, you have an extra year of earnings on that deposit. So your future value, or how much you'll have in the future, will always be more in an annuity due. So when we're working these problems, we're going to be using the 5 different buttons: the N button, the I per Y, the PV, the PMT, and the FV buttons on your calculator. So let's look at an example. Before we get to the example, let's actually look at how to set your calculator to to work the different problems. And this is something you're going to have to do for each problem depending on which type of problem you're working, whether it's an annuity or an annuity due. Like I said before, an annuity is at the end of the period. An annuity due is at the beginning of the period. So here's how we switch between the two on our calculator. What you're going to do is you're going to push the second button, or the yellow button. It's at the top of your calculator on the left, the second one down. You're going to hit the second button, and then you're going to hit the PMT button. If you see right above the PMT, it says BEG. What that's going to do is that's going to bring up on your calculator. It's going to let you choose between the beginning of the period or the end of the period. So when you hit that second and PMT button, it's going to pop up what your calculator is currently on. So it might either say BEG or it might say END. All right, so the BEG or BNG, I don't remember which one it is, means that you're currently set at beginning, and if it says END, that means that you're currently set at end. So let's say, for an example, you hit second and the PMT button, and it pops up and it says END on there. But you're working an annuity due problem, and you need your calculator to be calculating based on the beginning of the period. What you're going to do is, since it says END up there currently, and you want to switch it to beginning, you're going to, again, hit the second button, and you're going to hit the enter button, or the set button. It's the top left corner, second one over from the top. And what that's going to do is that's going to switch it from whatever it's currently at. So if it's currently at END, you're going to hit the second enter button, and it's going to switch it to BEG. Once it's switched, that's all you have to do. You can hit the clear button, and it'll clear out your computer or your calculator. A way to tell easily on your calculator without having to go through those motions if it's on END or BEG, when you're on beginning, above the numbers on the right hand side on the your display, if it says 00 up there, right above that, if it's at beginning, if it's on the beginning setting, you'll see above that it will say BEG, or it'll say beginning. You'll know that your calculator is set on the beginning setting. If it's on end, it won't say anything above those letters. So you'll always know if it's on beginning by just looking above those numbers and seeing if it says beginning. If it doesn't say beginning, it's automatically set on end. So that's how you toggle between beginning and end. Again, you hit the second button and the PMT button, and that'll tell you what you're currently set on, either end or beginning. And to switch, you hit the second and the enter button, and it will and you'll see where it switches up there. So let's look at a problem using the current. We're currently going to be looking at just a regular annuity. So for example, you're interested in purchasing an annuity or investing in an annuity. This annuity is expected to make payments of $10,000, so you're going to be making payments into a bank account of $10,000 per year. Okay, and you're going to do that for 10 years at a rate of 8%. So you're investing $10,000 per year into a bank account for 10 years, and you're going to earn 8% on your investment. How much are you expected to have at the end of the investment period? So again, we're going to be using those 5 buttons: the N, I per Y, PV, PMT, and the PMT or future value button. So we know that we're going to be making an investment for 10 years. So we're going to go type in 10, and we're going to hit the N button. That locks it in for our number of years. You're going to hit 8, not 8%. I have 8% written down there, but it's just 8. 8, you're going to hit I per Y. Your present value, you currently don't have any money in this bank account. All you're going to be doing is making payments each year. So your present value is currently at 0. You don't have any money in that investment yet. So 0, and hit your PV button. You're going to be making payments of $10,000. So again, think about how the money is flowing. We are making payments into a bank account. So that means that money is coming out of our pocket. So we are out that money. We are putting that money into an account out of our pocket. So that means money is flowing out of our hands. So that's a negative $10,000 out of our pocket. So make sure that you put your payments in as a negative. So negative 10,000. And then we're going to calculate our future value. So hit your CPT button and hit future value. And you'll find that the value of your investment is $144 or $144,865. Okay. Remember how I said earlier that when you work an annuity due problem, it's always going to have a higher future value because you're compounding for one extra year. And let's go ahead and look at the annuity due problem. We're currently looking at an annuity due problem. So whereas on our last problem, we should have had our calculator set to end. So now we want to go and hit second, and then hit our PMT button, and that's going to show that we are on end. It should say END. We want to switch that to beginning. So hit your second, and hit your enter button, and that should switch it to the BNG or BGN or beginning setting on your calculator. All right, so you can hit clear. That should clear out your calculator. Now we're going to start entering our new problem. So again, it says you're interested in purchasing an annuity due. Okay, so it specifies that you're doing an annuity due. Everything else on this problem is the same. Or we're going to be investing $10,000 for 10 years at a rate of 8%. So again, 10 goes into your N, 8, then hit I per Y, 0, then hit PV, negative 10,000, hit PMT, and then hit compute and future value. And you find that your future value now is $156,000 and $156,455. So we see that our future value for the annuity due is slightly higher than the annuity. And again, that is because we're compounding for an additional year because we're making our payment at the beginning of the year. So that is how you work through annuity problems and how you change the setting on your calculator from the ending period to the beginning period.